y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Journey with Kay. I'm excited to be back with another motivational video for you guys. I will just simply be sharing some motivation that God has given me to speak to you guys. So if you're interested, let's get to the video. So the first thing I want to go ahead and say is that if you're new to this channel, or if you have been watching this channel and you have not subscribed to this channel yet, go ahead and subscribe down below. Give this video a big thumbs up and comment down on what you thought on overall how the video went. Also, I want to ask you guys, for my permanent subscribers out there, how to gain more subscribers. I have been watching a few videos and they have not really been very beneficial. Also, I have been doing sub for subs, and it's just like half of the subscribers, should I say, are permanent, and half of them are just not permanent. They're just trying to subscribe, not really even watching your video, not really even commenting, but they're not really real subscribers because they're just trying to gain subscribers. So that's why they'll subscribe to your channel. But I would like to see some advice that you guys would actually give me, because as you know, I'm still kind of a new YouTuber and still learning some things in my area. So I would just love for you to comment down below on some advice that you would actually give me regarding trying to gain some subscribers. But nevertheless, let's get into this video. Trusting God through the transition. I wanted to talk about this topic today just because of everything that is going on in our world, everything that has happened since the pandemic came, and just even with life challenges itself that everyone has been facing. And so I wanted to come on here today and talk about trusting God through the transition. And the scripture I will simply be just coming from is that Proverbs 3:5, which basically says, trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not on your own understanding. And so I really wanted to kind of just talk in this area today, just because this pandemic has caused us a lot of loss, not just with job losses, financial losses, and maybe even car losses for some people, but a lot of people have lost loved ones. A lot of people have been dealing with a new transition, whether being on a job or just trying to move forward from something, or moving forward from letting go of a person or a friend, or whatever the case may be. A lot of people have been dealing with challenges, and in this new transition of their life, it has been very difficult. It has been very challenging for them. I can too testify that it has been too challenging for me as I'm transitioning into this new season of my life. And so today I kind of just wanted to expound on it. But first, before I get into the topic, expounding on the topic, today I want to expound on the scripture, Proverbs 3:5, which basically means trusting God with all your heart, with all your might, with all your strength, and lean not on your own understanding. And so what that scripture basically is saying is that to trust God in spite of your emotions. Trust God in spite of how you feel. Trust God in spite of your flesh. Trust God in spite of how you feel. You may not feel like you have the victory. You may not feel victorious. You may not feel happy. You may not feel joyous. But I want to encourage you guys today to trust God, because He is the only answer. He is the only way that will help us through this outcome, that will help us throughout this pandemic. He is the only way, guys. And so this scripture basically tells us trusting God through it all. And so a lot of times we depend on our own. We feel like we know everything. And so this scripture basically tells us, trust God. Trust God. Trust God. Don't depend on your own understanding. Because a lot of times we could be so caught up in the flesh that we think we know that it's right, but in the long run, it's not right for us. And what I love about Proverbs 3 and 5, it's basically like an affirmation. Lord, I'm going to trust you in spite of my own understanding. Lord, I'm going to trust you in spite of my emotions. Lord, I'm going to trust you in spite of how I feel inside, in spite of the grief, in spite of the loss in this season. I'm going to trust you in spite of it all, Lord. And yes, trusting God in spite of all your emotions can be a challenge. But that's why you stay in the Word. That's why you say, Lord, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to trust you. Lord, I'm going to step out of my comfort zone and trust you. Lord, I'm going to step out of my unbelief and trust you. Trust God. And so it brings me back to this topic, trusting God through the transition. Now, when we all just think about the transition, we think about just a new place that we're in. We think about the losses. Most of us lost loved ones. Most of us lost jobs, lost cars, lost houses, or not even so much of loss. Most of us are just having a big challenge moving forward, and so now we're in this new transition and we're trying so hard not to go back and sit there and be bound. But trust God through the transition. No, it may not be easy. Yes, you may have to cry some tears, but in the end, trusting God will lead you to a better outcome. Trusting God through this transition will lead you to a better outcome. Yes, losing a loved one is tough. Losing a loved one is hard. But I guarantee you that if you continue to stay trusting God in this season of your life, that if you continue to stay trusting God, He knows what's best when we don't even know ourselves. He knows what's best. Trust God through the transition, guys. You may be frustrated right now, but in the end, if you just trust God, it's going to work out. It may not have been how you desire or plan for it to come out, but in the end, trusting God through this transition, through this new transition, through this new place that you're in, it will work out. Not every test will be a victorious test. Not everything you go through will be victorious. But trusting God through the end will work out. It will work out for my good. I may not have understood it in the first time, in the first place, but when I stepped out and trusted God through the transition, He knew what was best. Y'all, trust God in this transition. He's the only way. He is the only way. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe button down below. Don't forget all my permanent subscribers to comment down below and give me some advice on how to gain more subscribers. I look forward to reading it, and I will see you all in my next video.